Conquest after conquest gives ruler 3 control of the entire Pasión River, the principal trade artery for much of the Maya world. Dos Pilas is now a sprawling empire, spanning some 1,500 square miles. But in every part of the kingdom, there are signs that warfare is escalating.
An arms race, in a way, started. Attacking centers becomes acceptable, attacking population bases, burning temples. Warfare or changes in the methods of warfare spread by contagion. By the end of the 8th century, the warfare here was endemic. The sites previously dispersed had turned into fortresses and castles.
The Maya begin to crowd into areas where defense is possible. Drastic steps are taken to protect population centers.
This is Punta de Chimino. It's a large peninsula that juts out into the middle of Lake Pateshpatun. And over here, you can see a ditch, what looks today to be just a ditch. It's in fact a moat. It's the largest defensive earthwork that's ever been found in the Maya world.
The moat, once flooded, is now filled with debris from centuries of neglect.
Hey, Claudia, how's it going? You got carbon. A lot of carbon. What else have you got here? Wow, that's a spearhead. Mm-hmm. These came from here or up?
In this level. Mm-hmm.
In this level, all of this here?
Yeah.
This is just what you expected. You know, if there was an assault here, you've actually got evidence of a battle maybe 1,000 years ago in this very spot.
Parts of the kingdom are beginning to turn against each other, and the entire empire is on the verge of collapse. The contagion of warfare has become a plague, and the 4th king of Dos Pilas will be the last.
Ruler 4 kind of represents the culmination of this expansionistic phase of Dos Pilas history. He was all over the place. That expansionism ended dramatically. Populations that had been conquered by Dos Pilas finally had enough. And ultimately, the kings of Dos Pilas were besieged in their own imperial capital.
With mounting evidence of raging wars, Demarest now believes he can explain the mysterious stone barrier on the Dos Pilas stairway.
At the time of the collapse of the Pateshpatun kingdom, a wall, very crudely constructed wall, stone wall that probably held wooden palisades, like a wall on an American cavalry fort, was thrown up right through the middle of the royal palace over this hieroglyphic stairway to put up a desperate defense. This may be a fossil of that moment in time when the last king that ruled here, ruler 4, was holding out against his enemies.
In the last days of ruler 4, the citizens of Dos Pilas frantically tear stones off of the great palaces and monuments to build walls around their embattled city. Peasants who once farmed on the outskirts flee into the walled city, crowding into shacks in the shadow of their temples.
It shows the degree of desperation of this kingdom at that time. It's almost as if you had a population squeezed in, living on the White House lawn, holding out at the very end of the collapse of American civilization. That's what you have here, that moment in time. This stairway here and wall represents in one location the story of the beginning of the greatness of this kingdom. And yet in the same location, the end, the dramatic collapse. Because after this moment in time, after this siege and the death of ruler 4, this entire site seems to be largely abandoned.
But the people who lived here left their story behind. Not only in hieroglyphs, but also in the blunt message of an abandoned city behind desperate walls. For Demarest, the message has an eerie relevance.
To see a civilization as this one is, with the jungle covering it, and to see the way that it's been reduced to broken rock and soil by the jungle, there's an immediate impact. It reminds us that we can fail, that civilization is a complex phenomena and we can screw up, and the consequences can be totally catastrophic.